Hi everyone, welcome to I'm doing my best. This is a channel about getting my life back on track and actually doing the steps needed to be an adult, because I feel like I'm very behind in life in a lot of areas, and financially is a big one. So to recap from last week, I got $174 from my second teaching job, and I got money from the government in terms of the climate credit rebate because of where I live. In terms of outgoings, since last week, I had dentist appointment, which was $250.23. I did groceries, that came out to $49.42, and then my surprise Christmas present was a trip to a chocolate factory, where they roast and make chocolate, and so I got some protein powder because it was like made in store and everything they made was amazing, so I assumed this would be good too. So kind of unintentional spending, but I think worth it. I haven't tried it yet, haven't had an occasion to, but I'm excited. So that was last week, money-wise. So for this week, or these next 2 weeks, I only have one source of income, which is my teaching job. I think this is teaching 1 or teaching 2. Yeah. And it's less than I was expecting it to be, which sucks. And I found out that my contract with my other school is starting a week later, which means now I won't be paid my living wage until the end of February. So February is going to be basically another no-spend month because I just don't have money to go anywhere except for essentials. So in terms of fixed bills that are coming up in the next 2 weeks, my personal loan at $357.37, my phone bill at $42.20. Instead of the $125 I was planning on spending this year, a month, at least on my student line of credit fees, I can only put $100, which based on last month means that there should be $75 going to interest, and then I can put $25 to principal. Bank fees, usually it's $13, but I'm expecting there to be extra. I always just expect there to be extra because the bank just constantly takes my money. So I put $20. I'm going to put $250 to rent. Luckily, February I get paid on the 4th, and my landlords, aka my parents, are not that particular, so they've let me do a bit of a reduction. They said I didn't have to pay anything, but that they have bills and I feel guilty, so I'm going to just do $400 for January and see what happens in February, and see if I can pay them back in February, the extra. But February 4th, and then I'll pay them for January and February 4th. And then tithe is at the end of the month at $126. So I'm going to try to keep putting $50 to my emergency every pay period, and $175 to my visa for debt. And then for my weekly spending for the next 2 weeks, this is both this week and next week, it will be $130. I have $55, I think, on my Neo card, which I do for my weekly spending, like groceries and gas. So for the next $180 for the next 2 weeks, if I'm very careful and not extravagant in anything, should be fine, and then we'll reassess in February. So yeah, I have been applying for jobs. I've been applying for full-time jobs to replace at least one of my teaching jobs. I've been applying to part-time jobs to supplement, because I was expecting January to be a tough month, but this is making it even harder, and I don't know how I'm going to get ahead, and pay bills and do all the things in the future if I don't have some additional supplemental income. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I think next week I'll go over my debt and savings goals for the year, because I think I'm gonna have to change how I approach things if I'm just going from like the bare minimum of my financial situation. But yeah, thank you for being here, and see you next week.